to arrive. So give it a couple days. Hopefully y'all receive your gifts. They should be arriving. They are in my mailbox at the present moment, so when the mail person comes, the mail person will pick them up, and then they will be dispersed to the direction in which they are going. Very excited to get those out. It brought back a very good memory of such a wonderful birthday that you guys have provided to me. That was awesome. I totally enjoyed that stream so much. And I hope you all enjoyed coming and hanging out too. I'm still liking this. I think this is the first sock in all of the madness that I am actually enjoying the knitting on. The qualifying pair was interesting, but not bad. I can say that. I did enjoy the qualifying pair socks. The balloons. Mia is nestling in for a second nap right beside me here. Looking all cute.
Sammy Grandma 1. I love your project.
Thank you. It is Sock Madness round 4, so this is the knitting competition. I think I actually need to spin that around twice. Yes. No. Sort of. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Let's detangle these two colors slightly. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Coming along very nicely. Which one of your projects are you working on today, Sammy? Just curious, I know you have 3 going on unless you finished one. Good grief. I think that's supposed to be just one. Okay, must have done something wrong here. Okay, let's see. There you go. Got it. Got it.
Hey everyone.
Red Fluffy. All is well. I'm trying not to mess up my sock madness socks. It is downright madness. Okay. I can do this. It's just 3 colors. Really, I can do this.
Red Fluffy Lemon. I believe in you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So far, they're looking fantastic for starting, what, about 4 hours ago? A little less than 4 hours ago? Is that right? I think that is. Wait. 1, 2. Yes, this is right. That slip. It slip. Pink.
For Raiders from
Whoa.
Sarcastic Yarn Hoarder.
Sarcastic Yarn Hoarder. Hello, hello, and welcome.
Sarcastic Yarn
I
Hoarder just
am
rated the channel with 4 viewers.
Working on Sock Madness round
Thank you
4.
for following Silver the Diamond Witch. Red Fluff
I
Effect.
am still in it.
Cool. I can't knit. I've tried. On the other hand, I can crochet like there is no tomorrow. Yarnia. OMG.
Hi, Yarnia. Hello, hello.
KBfibers. So at Sarcastic Yarn Hoarder. Street Elements. Go follow Sarcastic
If you guys
Yarn
don't
Hoarder.
follow Sarcastic Yarn Hoarder or Yarnia, please do. Fantastic streamers.
Twitch.tv/Sarcastic Yarn Hoarder.
Fantastic streamers.
Thanks for following.
Aw, thank you for
No
following.
better place to raid.
Aw, thank you so much.
So at Yarnia. Street Elements. Go
Trying
follow
to
Yarnia.
keep up with all
Another
the
awesome
things,
channel
you know?
at https://www.twitch.tv/Yarnia.
Silver the Diamond Witch, thank you again for the follow. Appreciate that. I hope you enjoy the stream. I am in the middle of figuring out Sock Madness. We have 3 colors happening here.
Another Sock Madness.
Yes. Sock Madness. Round 4 has started.
Yarnia.
Round 4. You're
Vibrant
welcome.
colors.
Thank you. These colors were actually gifted to me by a person that talked me into doing Sock Madness this year. So there's that. I want this over the top, so I want to go that way. No, that was wrong. I want to go the other way. There we go. So the darker blue is up over the top of the other 2 colors. That is how I want it. Hold those in the back as we move up on our chart. We're working from a chart. And I think this pattern kind of got lost a little bit in translation because it said to do the odd row twice. I don't think it really needs to be done twice. It's not written that way anyway. There we go. It's 2 colors on one row and then 1 color on the next row. Did I do that right? No. Okay, that's right. Now is not a very good time to mess up. It is not a good time to mess up. We got this. We got this, y'all. We got this. Thank you all so much for the raid and coming in and saying hi. You're definitely making my day. As we head into round 4 of Sock Madness. So this is my first sock out of the 2 I need to make. I had been working on a beaded lace shawl, also knit. A lot of knit projects happening right now. I do have some crochet lined up in the works to do next. It's just a matter of getting to it. There we go. That was the blue round. Now we need the 2 colors up over the top of the blue. Get my ring out of the way there. Okay, we'll hold the blue to the back with that finger. Hey, I'm glad I have 5 fingers. I'm almost to the end of the chart. So it's set to do the chart once through. Follow the chart. Work certain columns. Each row of the chart is worked. It says work until desired leg length, repeating the entire chart as needed, ending on any odd row. But according to the email specifications, it's said to work the chart at least once. It says then stopped after row 5 on the second chart repeat. Pattern didn't say to do that, but I might do that anyway. Okay. Blue. Flip pink. Such a pretty song. I just love piano music. It is so pretty. So I am using Hobie Rainbow 4-ply sock wool. I am also using Haya 2.25 millimeter. It's a US 1 sock needle. It is a fixed needle. slip. That is better. I still have the beaded lace work ready to be used or worked on. It is still sitting right here. There's 35 repeats to be done in this. I right now have 13 repeats done. 13 of 35. Long ways to go on that wrap. But I plan to continue with the beads and all this luscious yarn, even though it turns my hands black. There is that, but I am still really liking it. I love that it's so soft and nice to wear. Alpaca lace or alpaca silk is just a luscious combination of fibers. So luscious. I would love to repeat that combination and spin it up myself, do some hand spun of that and see how it comes out, because it just it feels so fantastic. I wish y'all could feel it. It is so lofty. I guess lofty is the best word. Lofty, light. It feels like just fluff. It's gonna be so nice to wear this summer. It's gonna be great with my black and white dress for church. Or even my black and white skirt. Oh yeah. Forgot about the skirt. It would even look nice with the outfit that Manny's wearing. The t-shirt skirt that she has on. I bet it would still look nice with that. Okay, think here. I need a blue over top. I need to go the opposite way that I think I need to go. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3 more times around until I finish the first pattern repeat. Got cool again outside. I don't know what happened to the nice weather we were having. I guess the Lord said, you must not have too much spring. We're going to give you some cool weather, and then we're going to hop you right into summer. I bet that's what's going to happen. I bet that is where it's going to go. No guarantee. You know, weather does what the weather does. It's not something we can control. But I do have some pepper plants that I have about ready to get in the ground. But I need the weather to cooperate and let me get it in the ground without more freezing temperatures or getting too cold for the plants. Oops, I think that one is slipped. There we go. There we go, there we go. Okay. Okay. Got this. Really, I do. Really, I do. Okay. Okay, we're back to the colors. Just gonna hold the blue, darker blue down as I got the other two colors in line. And here we go. We want to do pink first. I don't know if you guys can hear the jets outside, but oh my goodness, they have been busy. They are busy out there, practicing their flight patterns. I believe it is the reserves that fly the jets overhead. Male person's already here. Nice. Here before the hubby gets home. Woohoo! What are you doing wrong there? Is that one supposed to be blue? Something not right here. Those three. I think that one there was supposed to be blue. Oh, my mama. Whatever I did wrong, I just fixed. I don't know. It's right. Okay, so now I want, let's just do it the easy way and flip the yarn over. Hold those down. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Go. So what kind of Tuesday do we want to call this? It's been a pretty good Tuesday. Okay, finish the chart. Now, the requirements is to do just one more row of the chart. But kind of feeling like doing more than that. According to the pattern, they stopped at row 5 on the second chart repeat. I think I will do the same. Row 5. So this is back at 1. Start the color. Oopsies, oopsie, 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 oopsie. Go to the other side. Oops, wait. Drop the slip stitch. Don't need to do that. I want this color up over the top so it's easier just to move the skein and flip-flop things around. The wind has picked back up. It's gotten to be a breezy day. I'm mostly okay with that. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break here. I need to use the restroom. So as soon as I finish the rest of this row, I'm almost there. I'm going to take a quick little break. I think I will just mute my microphone and go to the restroom and come back. See if we can finish up the rest of this sock. We got some time here. We got about 3 more hours. So if you can see the X kind of right there, the V's coming in the sides, be the same on this side, the V's, X in the middle. If you focus on the light colors, you can see the pattern. All right, I'm gonna mute and I will be right back. It's kind of funny. I have some friends that want me to hop into Zoom, and it's like, I'm streaming right now. Just took a little restroom break. Oh my goodness. One of the ladies is wanting to learn how to make socks. And here we are in the middle of sock madness. So it's interesting times. Interesting times. Alright. We've already done one pattern repeat. I did the first 2 rows. Now I'm going to continue with round 3. So I'm going to get this all situated here. Hold the yarns just right. You can see the timer going over there on the bottom of the chicken cam. That is where I am currently at. So plenty of time to get these done. But I just figured the sooner the better to finish up or to get them done. Breaking news. 84-year-old man accused of shooting Kansas City teen. Today is tax day. You haven't taken care of your taxes? Go do it.
Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tuesday, Virgo. How are you? You having a good Tuesday? I think it's been a really good Tuesday.
Virgo, I like your color choices.
Thank you so much. I love that little snap of pink in there. I am loving it. I am liking this a lot. I am.
Virgo, the pattern is going okay.
Yeah, the pattern is going pretty well. I actually have no complaints about this one. It's actually a fun knit. I am enjoying all the color changes. The pattern is written nicely. I got confused at the start where it says, I think it kind of got lost in translation, where it says to repeat like row 1 2 times and row 2 2 times. That's not true. You don't repeat it 2 times. You repeat the chart 2 times, but you don't repeat the round 2 times. So I think that is worded incorrectly. Other than that, I have no complaints. But that really isn't, like a deal breaker. It's just a difference in terminology from translation, from being translated from another language. I think that's what happened with it, but otherwise, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. This one's better than the other ones have been. But we made it through. That's all that matters. We made it through, right? I'm still in it. Still in it. I don't know for how much longer, but I'm still in it. I know I most definitely won't make it to the end because I have super fast teammates. Because again, put on a super fast team. We got this over the top of those, like that. So that was row 3. This will be row 4. So one more row, and then I think we can move on to the heel flap. Or the transition into the heel flap. This pair of socks is fun in it. I probably could have done 2 at a time. Get done a little faster, but that's okay. How was your day going, Ferg? Two, three, four. So, okay, so this will be the last time around for the leg. Much stretch. There's a little stretch, but not much. And I'm okay with that. It is a nice thick sock for sure. Probably be perfect for my winter boots. Around those colder days where I feel like my feet and legs and ankles need a little bit more warmth. This will be the thicker pair of socks because of all the strands on the inside. that marker there. And let's see. Begin a turn with the wrong side row. Work back and forth in short rows using main color only. So we're going to take the main color up over the top. Work over those two colors. Chicken's being ornery. Also over in the chicken camera there at the very bottom center, that is the timer for Sock Madness. I think I have plenty of time as this just getting started here. Okay, so I'm on row 1 of the heel flap. Just gonna slip the first pearl. Oh, wrong side. Okay, wait. That means I'm on the wrong side. I need to go back over what I just did. So this side. This is the wrong side. Should say inside. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'll just move that yarn around here. Okay, so pearl. Together. Okay, don't we work the flap first? Oh gosh, yes. I am doing the total wrong thing. Heel flap. Move remaining 2 stitches to needle 1. Getting ahead of myself here. Oopsies. Okay. Bum. Helps if I follow it correctly, you know. User error. Knit. Now we're going to knit slip. So this is one stitch short. Five, 10, 15, 20. Why doesn't it go over all of the stitches? Okay, am I supposed to do it that one now? Just put it on a holder. I'm gonna put it on a holder